Prime Day is here, and I know that many of you short-term rental investors are eager to snag some great deals for your properties.
But before you start hitting add to cart, we've got a few things we want to share with you.
God, I love Amazon Prime.
In today's video, we're diving into some Prime Day deals that you might want to reconsider.
Don't be fooled by all the flashy discounts. We're going to show you why some products might not be the best investment for your short-term rental, and we're going to give you some alternatives to consider instead.
We're going to keep this video short, but you can find all of our Prime Day picks categorized on our Amazon storefront, which you can access using the link in the description box below or by going to arrivals.com/Amazon.
We'll also be sharing flash deals on our Instagram today and tomorrow as they come up. So connect with us there. If you haven't already, it's at Kylie and Steven.
There are hundreds of thousands of products on sale during Prime Day, but that doesn't mean that they're all good deals.
It's no secret that prices fluctuate all the time on Amazon, sometimes wildly, and Amazon themselves, or sometimes brands that sell, are known to inflate their base price leading up to Prime Day to make those discounts look a little better.
But we have searched through those deals so you can be sure that when you're browsing our Amazon storefront, you're only looking at some of the best deals.
And we know they're good deals because these are products that we've either bought and used in our portfolio or products that we've been watching and on our wish list for a long time to add to one of our properties.
It can be easy to get caught up in the hype of buy on Prime Day, but we don't want you to overspend on your STR either. It's great to reinvest into amenities and purchase items that will help improve your operations, but not if it's going to completely stress your wallet.
But there are some great deals to be had today if you know what to look for.
Or more importantly, if you know what not to look for. For example, you do not need to buy a Dyson vacuum this Prime Day.
If you already have one in your cart and it's for your own personal house, then by all means, go splurge on a Dyson vacuum. We have one and we love it.
But if you're going to buy a Dyson, we would recommend buying it from Costco when they have it on sale, or some other retailer that's going to have a good return policy if it breaks down on you, which ours did, and we took it back to Costco and got a brand new one.
Refund road trip!
If you're in the market for a cordless vacuum for guests to use during their stay, we have an alternative for you instead. It's a fraction of the cost of the Dyson, and it's gonna fit the bill well for guests who really only probably need light vacuuming during their stay.
I'm not sure if this is the norm for everyone, but all of the cleaning teams that we work with or have ever worked with bring their own vacuum when they clean the house. But you'll probably want to double check with your cleaner to make sure that they aren't going to be needing to use this vacuum also. Not that it can't do the job, but it might not have enough charge if you have a big house or things like that.
If you were prepared and ready to splurge on the Dyson and spend that money, let us propose an alternate scenario here instead.
For less than the price of that one Dyson vacuum, you can equip yourself with 3 different products to help with cleaning and maintenance at your property. The vacuum that we talked about, plus a steam cleaner for carpet and upholstered furniture, and also an ozone machine.
We use this Bissell model upholstery cleaner, and it's always a good plan to try and look for prices during holiday sales or Black Friday, or right now during Prime Day. It's a good deal.
An ozone machine is something that every property manager should absolutely have, but solo operators should also consider picking up one as well.
Ozone machines have saved us from guests who've smoked a variety of things during their stays, or also strong food smells that are still lingering even after the kitchen and the house have been totally cleaned.
We've also used it at properties that we've purchased that had maybe been sitting and had this like strong musty smell. We did a few cycles with the ozone machine and the smell was gone.
Oh, it smells so fresh.
They're very simple to use. You just plug them in, have a little timer on them. You leave the house for a few hours and come back, and most cases, the odor is neutralized and gone.
We will leave links for all 3 of these favorite products in the description box below, or again, you can go to our Amazon storefront at arrivals.com/Amazon.
Prime Day is always going to be filled with Amazon branded items, but one thing we don't think you need to buy this week is a Ring camera.
We don't have anything against the Ring cameras. We actually use them. Some of the clients that we manage properties for had them at their properties already, and they work well. But the truth is, you just don't need to spend that much money on a camera for your property, even if it's on sale.
There are 2 cameras we do think you should take a look at though.
The first is this Smart Garage video keypad. We first found this product last year on Prime Day, and we have since been trying to implement it into as many properties in our portfolio as possible.
We're big fans of this video keypad. We've talked about it a lot on the channel, but if you've missed those previous videos, here's why we like it a lot.
The biggest perk is that we are able to set and change codes for different people, all remotely using the app.
So we can have permanent codes for ourselves or our cleaning team or our assistant, and then we can set codes for a guest and then be able to change those or delete them whenever we need to, and set a new one when a new guest comes.
Without having to be on site manually pressing the buttons to change them.
It's a game changer.
It is life-changing.
We've seen a range of pricing on this video keypad since it first came out last year, up to around $100. So the Prime Day pricing today is definitely on the low end.
I think the lowest we paid for this is $59 during a holiday sale. So this is pretty close. Call it a good deal.
So this is a video keypad. There is a built-in camera to it, but typically where we have to mount it on a garage, it's not the best view for operations and security. So we usually supplement with an additional camera that overlooks the whole driveway.
That, and we like powered cameras that can do continuous recording. The one we're recommending here is from Wise, and you can actually pick up that camera and the video keypad for cheaper than the price of one Ring camera. And now we've got two devices. We can still get all the motion alerts and recordings and see guests coming and going, and we can change those codes for the garage access whenever, wherever we need to do it.
Again, this is not an expensive camera. It typically runs between $30 and $35, but on Prime Day, you can pick one up for less than $20.
Years ago, when we first were looking at the landscape of camera options, price was a big factor. Most of our properties are in the desert climate where it's hot and cold sometimes and rainy and all of the weather conditions, and we just didn't think cameras were going to hold up for that long, so a cheap one was going to be cheap to replace if it broke.
Surprisingly, these little cameras are tough. We usually try to mount them under some sort of roof overhang so that they're at least somewhat protected from the elements, but heat has not been an issue.
We did have to replace one at our beach property that's exposed to salty air. That was actually a previous model that wasn't as robustly rated as the current ones, so we kind of knew that it wasn't going to last forever. But it did last for about 4 years until it succumbed to the rust that happens to everything at the beach, which we were pretty satisfied with that lifespan, and the $30 cost was not a big pain point to replace.
Pocket change, really?
Another product that gets a lot of notoriety, but that you do not need to buy this Prime Day, is the Nest thermostat.
Smart home electronics are always a popular category on Prime Day, so you're likely to see some enticing discounts on Nest thermostats.
The Nest thermostats are nice, and just like that Dyson vacuum, if you want to go and put one in your own house, we are not trying to dissuade you from doing that.
But for a short-term rental, we do have a few issues with these particular thermostats.
The first is that a lot of guests get confused on how to use them. They aren't necessarily the most intuitive to operate, and it's really easy to accidentally mess with settings when you're trying to figure out how to adjust the temperature.
And second is the ability to set temperature limits. There are some Nest models that do have the ability to set temperature limits, but the cheapest models, the ones you're probably going to see and be most enticed to buy on Prime Day, do not have that functionality.
We are all for our guests being comfortable in the house, but we also want to protect the equipment from being overworked. We have had so many situations at properties that have thermostats that don't have these limitation setting capabilities, and guests will walk in and crank the AC down to 60 degrees and think nothing of it.
Instead of the Nest, we encourage you to check out the Emerson Sensi. It might not look as flashy and modern as the Nest, but it checks all the boxes when it comes to needs for a vacation rental.
The display has actual buttons and it's easy to use, but it is a smart thermostat, meaning that we are able to use an app to view and check on things remotely and troubleshoot things if needed.
It also has temperature limits, so you can set reasonable limits where guests aren't able to abuse your AC unit.
Our go-to model of the Sensi thermostat is set to be a flash deal this Prime Day at around $90, which is about the lowest that we ever see it go.
If you happen to miss that flash deal but still see it at around like 110 or maybe less, then that's still a reasonable deal. You should pick it up.
Once again, we'll be leaving links for all of these products in the description box below, or you can go to arrivals.com/Amazon to be directed to our Amazon storefront for all of our Prime Day picks.
Most of these picks are home related, things that we like to put in our short-term rentals, but there are also lists of other things we like as well.
Let us know in the comments what your best Prime Day find has been so far, and we'll also leave a video linked here on screen that we think you will want to check out next.
Thanks for watching and happy shopping. We'll see you in the next video.